Hey there, clever crew. Welcome to the Courage to be Clever. Today, we're kicking off an exciting 3-part DIY series of full bathroom makeover. In this first episode, we'll be tackling the essentials: cleaning, prepping, and painting. So if you've got a bathroom in need of a refresh, let's get started. And as a reminder, I'm a DIY person and I provide tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. I'm not a licensed contractor and not a sponsor for the tools and products I'm using for this episode. Remember that the work you spend on prep time and cleaning will help immensely in this process. Also, even though it's a smaller room, the many corners and edges make it a time-consuming process. I liked a recent tip I saw of placing a garbage bag over the toilet to protect it, and I'm happy to say it worked really well. Again, so much prep time, meaning cleaning the room, clearing the surfaces, and getting rid of anything that will interfere with a smooth paint job, helped with prepping along the way here. Here's a list of tools that I use and cleaning products working to go through the process, as well as a toothbrush. Really came in handy. I was able to use that in some of the crevices, kind of around the light switches, just to make sure I got some of the gook that was in those areas as well. Able to dust the walls and the ceiling and wipe things down as a part of this process. And then the vent in the ceiling here was really dusty, so I was able to use the toothbrush to get some of the residue off, and then also use the vacuum to get everything out of the nooks and crannies there. And what a difference that made. It was really nice to have that area cleaned up. And then a few years ago, I had put up this peel and stick tile as a little backsplash and around the shower area. And a good tip I learned along the way that seemed to work really well was using a hair dryer, using that heat to remove the adhesive residue. In most areas, this came off really well, as you can see kind of around the counter area and that backsplash. And in most areas around the shower area, it came off really well. I did learn in this process, not everything came off super easy. I have some extra repair work that I'm going to have to do in the shower area as well. And that's going to just require some extra spackling and sanding as a part of the process here. You can see kind of the oops that I have in some of the areas here. I have assistants here helping me get started with spackling. I'm using putty knife and a scraper, getting the walls all set here. As you can see, kind of about the shower area, I scraped a little bit, did some light sanding, just to make sure the area was flat enough in order to put on the spackle. I also used a rag to kind of clear up all the residue and anything from the sanding. I really like this spackling compound that it goes on pink and dries white, so you know when you're ready to sand. As you can see, as I went along the process of putting on the spackle in all the areas here, kind of went in a lot over the shower area, around a light fixture, and other miscellaneous spots around the walls. I was able to learn in the process a couple of spots I put on the spackle too thick and just had extra sanding to do as a part of this process. But again, you know, we're all learning along the way here as well. Let's see here. All over, we've got the walls, we've got little holes patched, and again, we're working to do the sanding next once everything was dry. I use a little sanding block here as a part of the process, wiping things down, and lots of dust as a part of this process, you can see. And this is the area, once it was sanded and getting ready to kind of clear up the bathroom area. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of dust, and I got really messy in the process, and there was a lot of vacuuming and cleanup here. I did a lot of wiping up of the floor area as well. This is me, super dusty and messy, but it was a fun process. And now the floor is clean, got everything ready to go ahead and put down some painter's tape in order to kind of have those nice, crisp, clear areas on the floor. I have some extra paper that I put on to do prep work to make sure we're not getting much spillage in the bathroom once paint was applied here. And then obviously taped around all the fixtures too. And here we have next coming up around the shower area, I used 2 coats of Kills. A couple of reasons why I decided to use Kills in this area. Number one, right, there was all that extra, repair work around this section, and putting the extra paint up made me feel confident there. And then obviously this is the most humid section of the bathroom, and putting the Kills on, I felt, was going to help the paint adhere better and just have better coverage in this spot. After the Kills was applied, again, I mentioned the 2 coats that I put on here. I went and focused on prepping the ceiling. I painted white over the vent, and then I was able to cut in around the ceiling area with the white paint, use the roller to apply the rest of the application. I did do 2 coats here in the process, just to make sure that edging was a little bit brighter than the first coat of the roller paint. But it turned out really well here. I was really happy. Now you can see for the fun part, we're ready to paint. I was using this Benjamin Moore color called Summer Nights, and really enjoyed how this color looked in the small bathroom area here. It was really a bold choice, but I really liked it. I started with painting some shelves that I have to be the same color as the wall. That's going to go above the toilet area once we're all said and done here. And then I started cutting in to the paint around the area. Again, my assistant's here helping from time to time. But I've started and focused on the back of the toilet area, kind of getting into the spaces that are hard to get at. Obviously, around the trim area, on the baseboards, around the fixtures, and then kind of going up the edges of the walls as well. Painted around the ceiling area, and again, just working to use a steady hand as best as possible and not taping on the ceiling because that's just been painted. I painted the heat register there as well, and again, just using my angled brush to go into those spots where the roller isn't going to work very well. Also above the, between the light fixture and the mirror. And as you can see, getting up over the ceiling area, and just really happy with how this actually turned out. I would call this a bold color for a small bathroom, but once all was said and done, I just call it a warm hug in this space. It's so nice to see how this color really turned out in this space. I ended up putting on 2 coats. There was a little, not very much, see-through in a few spots, and then I just had some touch-up here and there because I painted the baseboards and then have to go back and touch up paint on the wall. And then as you can see here, I had a nice template that came with this kit to put up these shelves. I used a level in order to put in the areas where I put in the anchors and screwed in on the wall. And then there was kind of little hooks on the back of the shelf that helped kind of put everything together. And just putting a little decor on the spot and some towels. It just looks really nice above the toilet area here, plus a little bit of additional storage. And as you can see here, this turned out really, really well. Little touch-up painting here and there. Nice to get cleaned up here. And again, more assistance here. Touch-up painting here. And then I was able to put on a new toilet seat cover. So again, that just required using a screwdriver to get everything off the original toilet seat cover, and using a little bit of time doing some cleaning of the toilet area that doesn't see a lot of cleaning, and putting the new toilet seat cover on. It looks really nice in this space. Again, having a nice clean refresh in this bathroom is amazing. As you can see here, just a little bit more touch-up painting and more assistance here in the process. And I really like how this turned out in episode 1. We've completed all the prep and cleaning and just painting. And coming up in our next episode, we are going to be focusing on the cabinet, the counter, the little backsplash, and we're going to be adding some sparkle. And I'm excited to show that to you in the next episode of how things turn out and just the process used to go ahead and get everything situated for this next section of the bathroom makeover. Again, if you liked anything here today we talked about, like, subscribe, and share. And again, remember, I want you to also have the courage to be clever.